Hi, what do you know about Teasel? So I've been hearing a lot about this guy right here, Teasel, lately, being an invasive species in my area. And pretty much every plant that's traveled from outside where it originally was found is an invasive species in some way. So I wanted to know more about it. The dry flower head is one of the easiest ways to identify a teasel plant. Like many plants that are considered weeds, there are thorns on the stems. Teasel can grow very short or very tall. Most plants in their first year of growth will get to be about 2 foot tall. This particular plant you can see has flowers on some of the heads yet, and some of them have dried up and fallen off. It has the longer leaves that kind of cup around the flower head that look like they're spiny, but they're not. The leaves tend to form a little cup around the stem at the bottom, and we'll talk about that in You can see that the little lavender flowerets tend to cover the entire cone, and when they are done, they fall off, leaving little bald spots where the spines poke through. Down where the leaves wrap around the stem to form a little cup, fluid will gather there. They used to call this tears of Venus, and it was said that you could dip your fingers in there and travelers could wash out their eyes. However, I would not suggest that. Now they do think that possibly teasel could be a carnivorous plant, and that it tends to lure insects into that little cup and they die there. The entire teasel plant, the stem and the flower head, can be used to tease wool. And prior to the widespread use of metal combs, these dried teasel heads and stems were used to do that. They would kind of cut a piece off and whip it at the wool and use it to felt it so that it could be more easily spun into string and fabric. Those of you who like to go camping and possibly engage in more primitive camping may be interested to know that the dried cones of the flower head do take a spark relatively easily, so you can use those as fire starters for your campfires. You'll also notice this plant is done and spent, but yet not very far away is a shorter, brand new sprouted plant. So you can have multiple stages of the life cycle going on all at the same time. This one, of course, is still showing the flowers. It does lure in butterflies and hummingbirds. They do grow anywhere from 2 foot tall, and they can grow very, very much taller than that. I personally have seen them get well into 7 to 8 feet tall. They tend to grow in clumps or clusters. You'll never really see a whole patch of them. Here's me standing next to one that is about 8 foot tall. I am 5'3" for reference. One of the main things of interest for me regarding teasel is its use medicinally. Herbalist Matthew Wood speaks of teasel root being used for muscle weakness associated with Lyme's disease. And Susan Weed, in some of her videos, has discussed a friend of hers who she says healed herself with Teasel from Lyme disease multiple times. What is used for that is the root of the plant, and you want the roots from the first year growth, the fresh roots. You'll get these out in the spring normally before they flower, while there's still some medicinal qualities left in the root. If you like this video and you want more information, I urge you to find me on Facebook and follow my page, or subscribe to my YouTube channel.